What's going on, everybody? You already know it's your boy, DJ Energetic, man. Big shout out to everybody watching us right now, all across the country, all across the globe, man. So we about to really get this going right now. I got somebody really famous inside the building with me, one of the dopest producers ever, bro. Big shout out to my man Fingers right here, man. Big shout out to Mr. Fingers right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a clap
For me?
Yeah, man, that was for you, my brother.
Yo,
that was for you.
Appreciate you having me, man. Thank you for reaching out to me. Let's have a good time, man.
So I want to just get right into it, my brother.
Go.
So you said Brooklyn?
I was born in Brooklyn. I was born in Brookdale Hospital. You know what I'm saying? I'm from East New York, and my father's from Bedford-Stuyvesant. We moved out to Queens around 1981. So I was living in Canberra Heights for about 20 years, from 81 to like 2000. Same house. Then from then I bought my own house and I moved into St. Albans. I stayed in St. Albans for another 16 years, and then right now I'm in Kew Gardens.
Kew Gardens. Ooh, nice. Nice. How'd you get into music, man? Like, I'm really interested.
So one day my neighbor was at the house. My father bought me like a little keyboard about this big. And I was banging on it. And one of the neighbors came by and was like, "Hey, that kid got talent. You should give him some piano lessons." And my parents looked at each other like, "Yo, why are you capping?" And they were like, "Nah, yo, get him some lessons." So my mom was like, "Yo, you want lessons?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I went and took these piano lessons down the block. I showed the place in one of my videos where I actually started taking the piano lessons.
Wait a minute. Was that the one next to it looked like a Chinese spot and all that? And you were talking about that? Was that one?
So one of the last videos I showed my old block, which is 234th Street. On the corner is a school called Cambridge School of Arts. That's the school where I learned how to play piano. The owner's mother, her name was Mrs. Reed. That's the one that taught me how to play piano. And then I just got the bug from there. And then later on, I just started like creating my own music. I was playing classical music first. Girls didn't like the classical music, bro. So I had to start playing by ear. You already know. So I songs that was out at the time, like Teddy Riley songs, like anything by Guy and Keith Sweat, which people say is my twin, which whatever. People say I look like everybody, like from Patrick Ewing to Brian McKnight. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yo, get out of here, Patrick Ewing.
Wide range of people I look like.
That's good. At least you're looking like famous people. That's so dope. So you just started playing the piano, and then also you play classical music, and the girls are like, "Oh, like, why are you playing?" Nah, but you liked it. I bet you. You know what's ill though, and I always tell everybody, everyone thinks it's crazy, but I feel like the classical music is the hardest music to really play. You know what I'm saying? I feel like because of like Mozart and the other ones when you're doing the keys and all that, those are really freaking difficult freaking tunes to play, man.
So for me, it's the opposite. For me, I didn't grow up in like a shouting church. I went to the Triangle Church on Linden and Merrick, which is St. Albans Congregational Church, which was very snooty. So it was like they didn't even have drums. They didn't even have a B3 organ. They had a pipe organ there. So it was like very, very quiet in there. So it was none of those church chords. It was not. So and then I watched the player there, but I didn't really take any lessons with him. So for me, gospel music is way harder. Like Todd Tribbett, like some of that stuff is fusion jazz, and I believe fusion jazz.
That's
like,
true.
Classical music can be very formulaic, but I love classical music. I love all music, but I really love classical music. But it was not hitting back in the 80s. Definitely wasn't. Not at all.
So who did you get inspired by to actually really start going hard on like the piano?
So I just did it myself, honestly, man. I just did it myself. I just liked it, and nobody else was doing it. You know, like I was like the only kid in my school playing piano. So I thought I'm the best piano player in the world because I didn't really see anybody else play classical music like me that looked like me, black kids from the hood playing classical music. So like I had like a little bit of an ego too at that point. Like, yo, I'm the man because I started making money at my church playing for like different events at 14. So I started doing gigs at like 14, and I was already teaching piano by 17.
Wow. Yeah. Teaching piano by 17?
Yeah. I had a business card and everything.
Oh man, so you already knew that you were about to be for greatness.
In my mind, I could taste it. in my mind, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Like I felt like I was destined to have some type of success in the music industry. I didn't know what it was at the time as a kid. I didn't know what a producer was. I didn't even know how to explain what a producer was. But when I went to Queensborough Community College, a friend of mine named Eddie told me, he's like, "Yo, what you're describing, what you're gonna do, that's called a music producer." And he brought me to his crib, and he had like equipment. He had synthesizers. He didn't have like an, but he had equipment, and so I started putting my first ideas together. So that's how I first started becoming a producer. But it started from piano. Piano was first.
Okay, so now, right? So now you go see Eddie, right? Now you start getting into more of the hip hop joints, or you're already into hip hop, but you just didn't know how to really, you know what I'm saying, compile the beats yet. Like,
so I had no idea about how to actually it's not even about the drum programming. The drum programming, I had the ideas in my head. What I had to learn was the nuances of what drum sounds to use and how to truncate drums properly, which is something I learned way later. Actually, after I got signed, my man, shout out to Lil Rob. Lil Rob is the one that showed me how to truncate drums properly, because he was like, yo, they would listen to my music because I'm like got this classical mind, so I'm playing all this complicated compositions instead of sampling, and even playing like R&B songs instead of sampling them. I just recreating them. At that point, I started learning how to play bass and play guitar and play other instruments also. So I'm replaying things over, so you didn't even need to sample. But they was like, "Your drums is ass," and I'm like, "Word."
I definitely understand that. I definitely understand, because they probably like listening and everything else, and all of a sudden like, it's like, what is that?
Because it was like too complicated on top of that. So I'm like thinking like Mozart. I'm thinking like Gamble and Huff. I'm thinking like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I'm thinking big production, and like, yo, Swiss is making stop drop. You know what I'm saying, with two notes. So it's like I gotta balance. I gotta balance what's going on right now. So when I met Irv was like, "Yo, I don't like none of your beats." The first time I met him, and I was like,
can you like go a little bit back?
"Oh yeah, guys."
How did you get signed? Like, who found you?
So it's crazy. So what I want people to know is that I was persistent. You know, like I went to every single barbershop up and down Linden Boulevard and on the Ave. Like it's a barbershop I showed in one of the videos called The Hut. It was in the Coliseum, and then it was like right on the block of the Coliseum. And all the barbers, I got cool. All the barbers, all the rappers used to go there. All celebrities used to go there. And I would just ask them, "Can I play my beats on the radio?" While the people were just sitting there getting their cuts. So I started meeting all the local rappers. Then my homeboy, my man Colton, I just showed him in another clip. He's a barber. Yo, he was like, me and him went to kindergarten, and he was like just my advocate. He would be like, "Yo, y'all gotta hear his beats. Y'all gotta hear his beats," because he rapped too. And so we was doing stuff together. And then my other friend I went to kindergarten with, Jason. He heard about my beats, and then his friend, no, his neighbor was high school friends with Irv's brother. So that's how I got to meet. And then once I got to meet, and then that's when things like progressed.
Everything just clicked.
So it didn't click at first, like I said. So it didn't click because when I played my beats for Irv, yo, he didn't like none of my beats. So it's too musical, it's too much stuff going on. I'm not really mixing things properly yet because I don't know how to mix. So I didn't look at it like that. Of course, from my point of view, I'm like, yo, this is fire. It's hot fire. And I'm not industry. But so he like, yo, I don't like none of your stuff, but like if you play, because he can hear the musicianship. So he's like, yo, if you play all that stuff, if my man Lil Rob mess with you, I'll mess with you. So I'm like, yo, you the boss. Why are you telling me to go see somebody else? That sounds sus. So I'm like, whatever. So I go take the meeting at Lil Rob's house. Yo, Lil Rob is my man that I used to play ball with. That I taught him stuff on keyboards. And then he taught me how to DJ and stuff like that. We taught each other little things, but we've been friends forever because his block had all the baddies.
Rob, wait, so I bet you it was hilarious when you like, yo, Rob, yo, man, go see my man, and then you just walk right up there and be like,
nah, I'm honestly, if I'm gonna be real with you, I was having a panic attack because here's how God works. This is a true story, bro. The Friday that same Friday, I met Irv on a Tuesday. On that Friday, I was gonna move to Atlanta because I was giving up in New York.
Oh.
And my man True Styles that made put it on me. He was moving to Atlanta with his wife, and I was gonna move with them, and I was gonna take my equipment down there and try to build a studio in Atlanta. And I got that meeting right before I moved to Atlanta, bro. Like so then I met with Rob, and we see each other outside. I'm having a panic attack before I go to the meeting because I'm like, everything's on the line for me right here. This is gonna make it or break it for me. This is my last chance. before I moved. And then, I go to the door, ring the doorbell, and he come out. And so he's looking at Chris, Herb's brother, Chris Gotti. He's like, yo, that's Fingers? And I'm like, yo, that's Lil Rob? And he just looked at Chris like, yo, you gotta mess with him. He told me how to play piano. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's my man. And then Chris's eyes just changed like, and I just knew at that point that I was good. And Rob is a real one because a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people won't.
Oh yeah, bro. I know about the industry. Like you'll see your man's and you're thinking everything is good. And then all of a sudden it was just right there in that meeting, he just switches.
Yeah, I could be competition size. Who knows? And that's the reason why I knew Rob was making beats. I knew Rob was having some type of success, but I didn't want to go by Rob or bother Rob because that's my man. I didn't want to I didn't want to do that to him. I didn't want to give him make any pressure on him to try to help me. I was like, I'm gonna find my own way. That's just what type of person I am also. So I was like, I'm gonna figure it out. But that's how funny God is. He brought me right back to Rob, and Rob is the one that helped me get in. And then after that, then I started thinking about what did they produce. So Rob had made Can I Get Her? When I'm talking to Irv really loved Swiss at the time because Swiss was on fire and Stop Drop came out. So I just put Can I Get Her and Stop Drop together, and that's how I made Holla Holla. And
yeah. Holla, holla. If you want to get it in it, dollar, dollar. Word up. So you took both of them, the best beats, and put that's really smart, man. Not a lot of people be. And that very ballsy too. Not a lot of people would do that.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. So I was very analytic, man. I just try to break down like the formula because for me, as a classically trained person, like when people be like, "What genre?" I'm like, I don't even see genre anymore. It's like I see numbers. It's what's the chord progression? It's like being a chef. We're making a recipe. What type of ingredients do I need to make the recipe? So I don't look at it like a genre. It's like, yo, give me the recipe, give me the ingredients, I can make whatever. So do I need guitar, acoustic? Do I need keyboards? Do I need synths? Do I need like breakbeat drums? Whatever it is, I can make whatever once I have the ingredients. So there's no genre and there's no style to me. I don't look at things like that.
What made you, right? This is my question. How did you come up with that whole thing? Like maybe if I put them two together and stuff like that. Like what? Like I'm really curious. Like were you just kind of like these are like the two winning formulas. If I could put them together, I can make a powerhouse.
I thought it was common sense. I just thought it was common sense. For me, it was just like, yo, if this is already winning, it's the same thing I did with drums. So like the same thing happened once I got around people and they're like, your drums are whack. So I started asking like, whose drums is hot? And they're like, oh, Dr. Dre, not Just Blaze yet. He wasn't out yet, but like yo, just other people like yo, Pete Rock, yo, Q-Tip, yo, their drums is knocking, Havoc, yo, their drums is. So I was like, all right. So I just started sampling their drums off their albums and started using their drums. I know people like that's jacking, and I respect that, and that's true. But yo, that's like everybody's jacking everybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you look at the history of music, like there's a million people that sound like Mozart at the same time. Like there's a lot of people that sound like that. Now my thing is like I'm gonna take your tools, but I'm gonna make your tools different. I'm gonna do it my way. So the thing is, when I'm telling you that, you didn't know that I put those two songs together, and that's what I'm saying. Like the way the brain works, people don't realize the formula. So I can take a song that's going on right now, and that's what I've done for a living. I just make a song that's out right now and just make it my own way because I know what the formula is. So if you understand the formula is what key is the song in? Yo, what type of drum sounds is it? What's the tempo? Once you know those different things, now all I have to do is change the numbers. Like there's a diatonic system of scales, not to get too nerdy, but there's 7 notes.
No, I want to hear this because this is something that honestly is something that I really like to like. I'm a very calculated kind of person too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I love to hear somebody going like, all right, man, you got to change the RPs over here. You got to put this down here. You got to slim this down here. And that's how you get to it because a lot of people don't realize, man, is right now, like the smartest thing for an artist to do is just listen to what's on the radio right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. It's always been that way because you guys start thinking. What happens is when you're not industry and you're not around executives. So there's the creators and there's the executives, and there's a war between the two. So once again, common sense was just like I would hear Kevin Liles talk, I would hear Lyor Cohen talk, and they hated artists and they hated producers and they thought we were dumb and didn't understand why we couldn't just make things. So I didn't want to be like that. I just wanted to be like, yo, how can I get a check? Because everything was about, not to say that that's right or wrong. And like, I wouldn't say that that's what path somebody should go down. I think there should be balance, because the industry, there won't be any balance with your creativity and who you really are. There needs to be balance. But I was trying to get a check. So I'm just like, this is how they think. I want to be the enemy. I don't want to be the person that they think takes.
You want to be the one that they go to and stuff like that, and be like, "Yo, what's this calculator right here? How are we gonna move this?"
Yeah, I'm like, Billboard, this is number one. This is what's moving. Here's the BPM. Okay, I need to make it 2 BPM faster because DJs are gonna play it faster anyway because they want to play more records. I'm thinking like that. You know what I'm saying?
So smart, man. Not a lot of people be thinking like I have a bunch of young cats, right? They got these producers. And I be talking to the producers like, bro, like I'm on radio. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really on radio. You know what I'm saying? I break records. So when I sit here and they talk to me, right? And I go, okay, where's the radio version? Or how are we gonna play this in the club? And how are we gonna beat this up? How are we gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I always think before a record comes out that I try to take, how am I gonna market this and how am I gonna push this as a DJ? You know what I mean?
What I will say to everybody is that I don't judge any. I've gotten to the point where I'm not judging anybody's path. I believe there's two types of listeners. There's the active listener and there's the passive listener. And there's two different paths to making music. There's to try to catch a check and there's be creative. There's no wrong thing. I think there needs to be balance. Maybe you should go through the middle. Maybe you should make a couple of beats that you really like, that you feel is going to be a game changer. But then you should also make what the industry wants so you can get a check. There should be balance. And I know it's going to be people they're going to disagree with that, but it's been a formula that works. Both formulas can work. So maybe
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I agree with you 1,000% because again, like I'm gonna say this right now, and I don't want to because I'm honest, bro. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, what are you doing it for? Like you first have to sit there and you have to ask yourself, what are you doing it for? That's what these artists don't do, because they be like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get the money. I'm trying to get the check. And you see it all the time. And you go, wait a minute. But if you're trying to get the money and trying to get the check, then you got to go this way. You can't be sitting here and say, yo, I want to just go and I want to make a record. No, bro, you got to make a universal record.
I will say this about, I have a very unique life. I've had a lot of time. I'm a loner. I'm an only child. You know, I spend a lot of time in my house by myself, working on my craft and thinking. A lot of people are going through all types of situations in their household where they can't think and they can't really shift and plan out things properly. So I will say that me choosing to be a loner and being by myself and spending a lot of time by myself allowed me to think and also listen to people, because I was very shy and quiet as a child, and I just studied people and studied what they said and studied their actions. So once I study people's actions and how people move, then I can make decisions and I can plan accordingly. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that the same way I did. So I'm not going to judge them for that. But that's also not an excuse. That's what you need to do to be successful in life, is you need to prepare. You need to have a clear plan. Look at the end. What's my end goal? And then move forward from there and fill in all the gaps from the end. See the finish line. I want to have a Grammy. So what do you have to do to get the Grammy? What's the step before the Grammy? Well, I had to be nominated. How do I get nominated? You got to go through all the steps till you get back to where you are right now. That's the only way that you're going to be successful with anything.
Love it. I love it, because, you know, you're a calculating thinker. That's what I love, man. Like, let me give you a quick example with me, right? I was like, I want to become a known DJ. I want to break records, right? Okay. First thing is, do all these mixes that sound great. Go out and start just shopping my stuff in front of everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of cats, they just won't do that because they're like, yo, man, he gonna knock on my door one day, bro. They're gonna come in, right? And I keep telling everyone, I'm like, bro, you gotta do the footwork.
Right.
You got successful doing the footwork. You went down the block to every barbershop just to go and see, like, come on, man.
Yeah, I went to barbershop all the way down Linden, all the way up Merritt, all the way through Jamaica Avenue, and spent time in there just building with people And like, yo, my father didn't see that part because he's just like, yo, what are you doing? You just in the house making beats. Nah, I'm doing stuff. He's like, ain't nobody gonna knock on your door. They did. That's exactly what happened. People knocked on my door looking for me because I did put in that side of the work by going to the barbershops. That's what we had. Now y'all got social media. Now you got to figure out how can I use social media to engage my.
You know what? Social media is good to a certain limit because again, if the person never saw you before, right, or ever like heard of you, they're just gonna walk right past you when they see you in the physical.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like my thing is, this is how I did it. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, I said, bro, I went out to every place, knocked on every single door, went to every event, just kept going, but I did something smart. I didn't go to the same exact people from the events, you know. A lot of people go like just stay with one type of person and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like the events. I went out and I mingled with different people, different club promoters, different there, and I didn't stay in New York. I went to Miami. I went to Atlanta. I went to California. I went places. I'm like, you know what, bro? The only way to blow up your brand and make your brand national is you better get the freaking plane ticket and start walking down those damn streets.
Right, so they can see me and they can see that I know what I'm talking about when I'm down here. Like I've actually went to Wet Willie's, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been to the La Matage in LA. Like you could say that, and then that's now another conversation. So that's why another thing is I try to like. I might be a nerd. I just might be because like I want to know a little bit about
nerd. With how many plaques you got in there?
It's a couple, man.
Yeah, a couple. You got Jay-Z behind you. Who? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd over here. But look at this. I got one. No, actually, I got three. One Billboard, one gold, one platinum.
Nah, listen, it's a win, baby. I mean, listen, there's some people that will never see these, and if they do see them, no disrespect, it's not the same. We actually moved physical units. We had people actually went to a physical store and they had to make a choice with their $20. Biggie and Nas came out the same day. Not that they didn't, but I'm just saying.
No. You're just giving an example.
Came out the same day. Who am I gonna get? Am I gonna get LL Cool J? Or I'm gonna get Tribe Called Quest. Yo, because I only have $20, and then I have to make that investment in that $20, and then I actually have something physical that I can touch and that I take care of. Like over here, I got wax over here. You know, like that was the thing that was in your house the most. That was your most biggest thing that you had in the house. More than anything was music. Everybody was playing music. It was the most valuable thing you had in your house. And it's not the same because now it's disposable because it's on your phone and I don't have to pay for it. I just pay a monthly service and I have access to every single song that ever was created.
No, they don't remember the crates. They don't remember taking something out over here, sampling it. They never seen it.
Seeing the dust, coughing because of the dust that was off the vinyl. White going crack, like looking at the album cover and reading who was on the production, who mixed it, where was this recorded at? It was a relationship that you don't have anymore.
And you know what's crazy though too? The competition. Think about this, right? So when you made Holla Holla, right? Did you feel like it was out of here, or did like I just want like I'm a fan, so I want to know how like the process was created after you figured a way actually how to, you know what I'm saying?
So when I went to Irv that second meeting, I had a bunch of beats on the DAT tape. Shout out to Tough Tom for helping me put my DAT together. He's from Queens. So I played the first two beats. They're like real epic sounding beats. Irv skips both them joints mad fast. The third beat is Holla Holla. They called it the water beat at the time because I had that water sound. The only reason why I used that water sound is because I couldn't find the same sound that Rob used in Can I Get It, which I'm glad I didn't because it just used the same effect of me just doing that 16th note thing. Now, when I'm making a beat, I made that beat in about 5 minutes at my father's crib. And I have my friends with me, and I'm laughing because, once again, I'm a classically trained pianist. That song doesn't have a key. It doesn't have a key signature. It's not in any particular key. It's just sound effects. That was all in one patch on my keyboard in my XP50 session card. And they were right next to each other. I was just randomly hitting them. And I'm laughing. I'm like, I bet you they'll like this. That was my mentality about the song. That was my mentality about the beat. So then when I go play it for him, he goes crazy. Irv goes crazy, goes running around the studio. We was at Quad. We was on the 3rd floor of Quad. He goes running around. He's like, you didn't make this. So I'm like, I didn't make this one. The one that took me 5 minutes to make, but the one that got like all types of symphony sound and stuff, I made that. But like he was like, I don't even care. He's like, yo. So he's got on the phone with LL. He played the beat for LL over the phone. Played it for Jay-Z over the phone. Played for DMX over the phone. Everybody was like, I want that beat. I mean, he played it for everybody. Like literally that same day, immediately got on the phone, called everybody, called Leo, like, oh, I got a heater. So, yo, my first time out to LA was that next week. We fly out to LA. DMX was supposed to do Holla Holla. Yo,
what?
Yeah,
you could see that. You could definitely see that.
DMX was supposed to do it. He was right there. Yo, we went to LA. We was at Enterprise Studio. Yo, Swiss was there. So me and Swiss had a setup right next to each other on the table. So he was making beats on the 3000. I was making beats on the 2000 right next to each other all day long. So X was right into the song, but I don't know what happened. He never did it. So next thing I know, Irv was just like, yo, I'm giving it to Ja. So we recorded Holla Holla and Electric Lady. And I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, okay. Now, in all honesty, if I want to be honest, I was very excited that it could be Jay-Z or LL that would be on it because I liked them better at the time. And I wasn't, at that time, even though X was selling 5-10 million records, I was more of a Jay-Z guy, you know, like than a DMX guy personally. And then when Ja got it, I was like, okay, you know, so I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, oh, it's not going to really do much. So I didn't think it was going to do much because it's his first album. He's by himself. Yo, like, I don't know what's going to happen. But it went crazy, man. Like, and they worked the record. They worked out one record. They didn't really work the rest of that album, though. And that's a whole nother story.
Did you produce anything in the other in the album? His album?
So on that first album, I did Murder for Life also. So that song also had
Derek,
on it. So that was the second single. So I did both singles, and then me and Rob actually replayed all the samples on the whole album. So that's me and Rob replaying everybody else's production. So Lil Rob, he had his own songs on that, but then me and him played over other people's production. So they didn't have to clear the sample.
That's ridiculous. that is so ridiculous. So when the record blowed up, you were just like,
yeah, I was like, I couldn't believe it. And like the crazy thing about it is, like, I remember the night that Irv dropped off the vinyl to Flex, and we was at Electric Lady again, and Jay-Z was there, and Jay was just happy for us, man. Like, so like Irv like dropped off. He went. That's back in the days when they could press some vinyl in the basement of the studios. So they would do a dub plate back in the days, and they would take the vinyl. So he took it directly to Flex. And we just waited for him to play on the radio, and he rubbed it in, and he dropped the bomb after a couple of seconds, and we was like, as soon as he dropped it, that's when the bomb meant something. That's the bomb meant, like, you out of here. And honestly, Holla Holla, that track was a bad track on radio stations for the whole year. So that was.
I remember it, man. I remember when he first came out and he ran up on I think it was the beach and all years. Holla, holla, if you want it going in and dollar, word up, murder. Like, I was like, oh my God. I was young. I was like, damn, that dude is nasty.
Yeah, he was in Rio, man. And then they came and did the remix video. So another thing is that, like, I got Busta Rhymes on that song because Irv was like, yo, who should we get on the remix? And he was saying all these names. I'm like, yo, you gotta put Busta on there. Like, you got.
Oh, absolutely. That was a small move because Busta on there, man, was just Busta's voice back then, and his flow was just insane, man.
He's the king of the remix. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna have Hype do the video anyway. So, like, it's gonna give you flavor in your ear vibes. So let's go all the way with that.
He brought it back to Craig Mack.
Yeah, that was the vibe with that.
So okay, so that blew up, right? So did that like really spark the career, like in like, not saying like you weren't already signed with the producing, but did that kind of like put you on another level after that just started going nuts?
I won't look at it like that for myself. I would say it put Irv on another level. I think Irv, since I was signed to his production company and he was the one that was the face of everything, he got the props for it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like I was more, even though I got my credits, even though I got my percentage of the royalties, even though he didn't do one thing on the beat, he didn't do one thing on it.
Well, that's how the game is. You already know, man. Like, but they brought you in, they signed you underneath their production. Like,
that's a part of the game. So I'm like, it's cool. And then on the other thing about it is that, in all honesty, I used to be an artist, and then I decided not to be an artist anymore. I wanted to be a producer because I wanted to be beyond the scenes. I didn't want to be famous. I didn't want to be seen, and I didn't want to have a sound. Like some people wanted to have a sound. I thought that was exactly the opposite of what you should be as a musician. I don't think it's about me. My job is to be there for artists and be whatever the artist needs me to be. So if you need Teddy Riley, I can be Teddy Riley. If you need the Neptunes, you need Pharrell, I can be Pharrell. If you need
that's
Jimmy,
ill though. Like, I can't lie to you, bro. Like to be behind the scenes and watch an artist blow up, and you're just like the person that's just like the dude that big. Because think about this, man. If that beat never existed, how would that album actually sound?
Well, they was very concerned with that album. You know, they was concerned with what they had as the first single before that. They didn't think that was going to do anything. So that album really, I mean, that single really helped them. And also what happened was Can I Get It was supposed to be Ja Rule's song also. So that would have been his
Can I
first.
get a what, and a Jay-Z, right?
Jay-Z took it from him. So if he would have had those two singles, he probably would have did, triple platinum on the first album.
That's just bro, but it's so ill because it's just I think what's ill is that you're in history, of music. No matter what, you're in history of music.
Yeah, I mean, I've made a lot of records with a lot of great people, and
now, I see the Jay-Z thing, man. What record is that over there? That plaque?
Oh, so me and Clue around the time did a lot of stuff together. So shout out to Clue and Duro. Yeah, we did a lot of work together. So he had a sample. I don't know if he could get cleared or anything like that. So a lot of times, like with all honesty, a lot of your favorite producers call me and they ask me to come in and help them out with production. And from you name it, I've helped them out with playing something over or whatever. So he had a sample, so I recreated the sample, I replayed it, and yeah, that's how I got the credits on that. So basically, it's my music and includes drums, and of course, it's Clue's idea with the reporter coming in on Dope Man and all that.
But you got to actually work with Jay-Z. That was probably dope, right?
By that time, I already knew Jay for at least a whole year or 2 years by then. Like Jay-Z is like probably. I think the first huge person I met was Jay-Z. Like, because him and Irv was running together every single day during that period of time, like 98, 90, 99. They was together like all the time. So
that's when he first was signed with Def Jam, or that's way before then. Can I Get a What came out?
That's his second. So that's his second album with Def Jam. That's volume 2 when I came in. Like 98. That was like when that second album, like, so Hard Knock Life had just came out. Can I Get It just came out. Those songs that just came out when I came around on the scene. So him every single day. So I would see Jay all the time. And then like he's on the Holla Holla remix. And then we did matter of fact, I don't know what we did Heartbreaker first because I did that with Clue also. So
Heartbreaker, you got the best of me. That one?
Playing on that too. Yes,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm playing on that too. Shout out to Clue. We did a lot. We did a lot of stuff together. We did Die Together for Beanie Siegel.
Oh man,
me and Clue did a lot of stuff, man. Shout out to him and Duro, man. I love Duro, man. Duro is one of the most smart people in the music industry because Duro also told me, because once again, I didn't always make like everybody else. I didn't always make the right decisions. So when I first did Holla Holla and and Duro's mixing it, he's like, yo, bro, you need to make like 20 of these. So once again, my mentality of a musician, like I don't want to make 20 of those. I want to be out there. I want people to know how creative I am and how versatile I am. He's like, bro, make 20 of them right now. And I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what's crazy though? That was like the easiest probably beat you made, correct?
One of the easiest beats I ever made.
You know what's hilarious? And I got shout out to my man, my partner and stuff like that I do, like, you know what I'm saying, the show with as well. And City a lot of times. I told him because he has a hit record, right? And the record it was just spinning like crazy. I said, what are you doing, nigga? What do you mean? I said, you won with that formula.
Yeah.
You understand? You need to stay like that. He's like, what? Why is that? I said, because, man. I said, City, man, listen, people know you for that. You can't like, come on, man. You can't give somebody a taste of greatness and then all of a sudden give them like stuff that is still good, but it ain't like the first hit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's because honestly, man, if you want to be honest, I don't respect the record, and not because of Ja Rule. I don't respect the record because of the beats, because of what I did. I'm like, this is nothing. You gotta understand, like my view of what music should be and the message of what music should be. I'm not understanding that it is touching people. Like, it doesn't touch people the same way it touches me, but it was touching people, and that's what happens. You see yourself as a musician, and you see a goal for yourself as what you want to do and what you want to create, and then you think that that's too simple and that's not what God wants you to do. But like, it's got to be balanced. So that's the thing is, like, yeah, if I would have made 20 of them joints, I would have been miserable also, because
I believe it, because it wouldn't have been your sound you felt. And you felt like being a musical musician, you're destroying what you're
putting me in a. I don't want to be in a box. I want to be free. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to free.
That's how homeboy felt too. Man. He looked at me. He said, "Man, what are you crazy?" He's like, "That ain't my," because he's a lyrical genius. Right. This kid, you understand? Like you're a musical genius, but because the masses can't pick that up most of the time, but you only do half of what you know what to do, and become a multi-millionaire.
I don't even do half, bro. Like, so, like, once I did get it and started becoming industry, then that's when I started, getting a lot of placements immediately after that. Because then I'm like, this is the formula. I get it. You got to understand. I'm raw from the streets, don't know nothing about the industry, just from the streets. And then I'm boom in the industry. So it took me a little bit of a learning curve to understand the industry slang. They were just talking different. Like, they had different problems. Like, they talking about what to eat at Mr. Child's. I'm like, what is Mr. Child's? Like, I don't even know what y'all talking about. Like, they talking about BDS spins and sound scan. I'm like, what are y'all talking? Like, it was a whole nother world.
Yeah, like, so my first meeting, right, ever with any of the labels, right? So they're talking with me, man, and it's just the funny thing is, man, when you're really in the industry, now you understand that lingo. You know what I'm saying? You understand that lingo. And the crazy thing is, when somebody talks, like, I feel bad sometimes when these people talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way. I'm not saying anybody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I call them the underground cats, because they never got to that look. You feel what I'm saying? So I see a lot of underground cats, and they just, when you try to like teach them, they don't want to listen. And then you go, bro, you're like half stepping yourself, because, I don't understand how somebody just doesn't understand. It's just footwork and persistent. That's it. That's the key of making it.
There were several artists that I met over the years that I've had conversations with, that I just couldn't believe that they didn't know some of the things that they didn't know. And they were in the industry years before me. People that were like some of my favorite artists, that when I'm talking to them, I'm like, oh, and they're like, yeah, I just came back from promo tour. I'm like, oh, how was it? I said, how was it this time? They're like, oh, this was the first time we ever did it. It was crazy. And I'm like, yo, that's why you only go gold every time you drop something. Like, yo, like, people need to see you. You need to go to the radio stations and speak to the people. I don't get along. I didn't get along with Irv Gotti at all. I know he passed away. Did not get along with him.
R.I.P.
What I will say is that he knew how to work a record. He knew how to work a DJ, and he put his own footwork in to make those records work. I will say that is absolutely the truth. That even when the label wasn't supporting him, he made it happen himself. So you got to put that work in yourself to make things happen, and he did it. And I seen him do it. And I seen what the formula was.
That must have been so you understand, right, how to really break a record.
Oh, I definitely know how to break a record.
You know what I'm saying? That's why, like,
I know what it takes. I know it takes about 250,000.
Tell them again. Say it again, please.
No, it takes about 250,000, bro.
Easy. And that's to get yourself national.
Yep. Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's like, yeah, well, I can do this with a $10,000 budget. You can't do a $10,000 budget. You just can't.
You
I
can
want to get you a plane
you're
ticket.
back off for $10,000 maybe.
If you were independent, like, okay, so an independent success, right? Everyone goes, you like an independent success to me, honestly, like a single, and everyone thinks I'm crazy for saying this. But like I've seen singles blow up from an independent, not saying go crazy like major, like you know what I'm saying, like with billboards and plaques, but do something at least, just build a little fan base. I seen dudes do it with like 50,000 to
Listen,
start building up their fan base.
like I said, I'm not at a place to judge anybody anymore because what I feel like is if you are living your dream, you're creating music, and then you have control, you have creative control of what you
He just said
and
it.
found your core fan base. If you're making $50,000 to $100,000 a year and you're living below your means, you're winning more than most people because most people have to go to a job that they cannot stand. They don't want to be there, and they're being talked to and treated in all types of different ways. But if you're making $50,000 to $100,000 independently, creating your own music that you love, and you have a core fan base that really love what you're doing, they support you, regardless of what you put down, you're winning. You don't
Yeah.
need to be famous. You don't need to be. Everybody doesn't need to know you, because when you're a pop star, they are building you up just to let you down. They
Oh,
can't
absolutely.
move to the next pop star. But when you have a core fan base, like somebody like Mary J. Blige is going to drop, and she's going to have 250,000 people that's going to buy whatever she puts out every single time because she has a core fan base. She's built that. So once you build and find your core fan base, then you're good, man. That's what's important.
That's why I keep telling everybody, like the young guys coming up to me and they ask me for advice, right? I'm like, what are you guys doing? Do you guys got your mailing list? Do you guys got the app? Like, I saw Nipsey Hussle do something ill a long time ago. Remember when he had like the app and the show where everybody was, people that purchased and all of that? I'm like, why doesn't every artist do that? Like, I started doing that. You know what I mean? After I saw that.
So the kid that I love right now is LaRussell, man. Shout out to LaRussell, man. That kid is
Phenomenal.
he's phenomenal. He's a genius. I mean, with the NFTs, with buying stock into the he created his own economy by what he's doing, man. Shows his backyard, his mom's house, giving out knowledge to other artists. Like, if you're an independent artist, follow LaRussell. Look at what he's doing. He's giving jewels. I think he's the prototype of how you can be successful as an independent artist.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Who was your fit now? This is my question actually. Who's your favorite art? What was your favorite record that you made?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No, I don't like anything I made.
What?
I don't like anything I made. I think people think that Pop City Anthem is their favorite beat out of all the beats that I got. The two-way beat that I made for Cadillac Todd.
Yeah.
People like that one the most. People like This Is My Party. A lot of people thought that was Timbaland that did that beat, but that's me. For Fabulous. I don't like any of my music that I've actually put out. I feel like I've held back what I create. I'm a fan of Stevie Wonder, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Marvin Gaye. I'm a
Wow. You know what? I gotta respect that. You know why I gotta respect that? Is because you feel like, you did half the work that that you're capable of blow. But isn't it crazy when you take a look, right? And you see that your talent is so like amazing that you didn't even go as hard as you can and you knocked off the tops of people that sit there and try to become the producers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take a look at that, man. You got to give yourself credit for that. Like, you knocked off so many people and helped so many producers and stuff like that. And this ain't even you even know your talent. You're like, damn, bro. Like, it's this easy. Like, because I believe it. I know how it goes.
I'd be like this, and they'd be like, "Yo, this is like, yeah, like," because I can hear a song and like in 30 seconds I'm playing the whole song on all the instruments, and then people like, it's not magic, it's formula. If you studied the formula, you won't think it's magic. It's like if I showed you a magic trick and I showed you behind the scenes, you won't look at it the same way. So for a lot of people, it's magic for them, but it's not magic for me because I'm the magician that knows the secret to the tricks.
That's ill. I like that. So it's like somebody basically showing somebody something in like over in Times Square and doing those little trick things like this and go, "Ooh," but they already know how they did the illusion.
Yeah, that's what it is for me, man. Is once I show people, once I show producers the formula how to create hit records, it takes them out the magic. That's why I don't like it, because then it's the balance part. Because if I see it's formulaic, then where's the soul? That's the thing that connected me and connected the world to people like Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye. It's you're missing that essence of the soul. You're missing that connection. And even though we might have hit records that people enjoy, do they last for a lifetime? Are we making
Exactly.
music? So that's where a lot of us struggle to find the balance. How do we create something that's living for a lifetime, that's touching people on a spiritual, deeper level? So that's the balance and that's the fight that I fight with myself, the industry side and the creative, passionate, spiritual side of music. Because this is the spiritual side of music that we don't talk about, because the world doesn't want to be in touch with their own emotions. Everybody wants to be surface. So that's why certain music doesn't penetrate, because people are holding back and they're just being surface. But if you allow yourself to allow your emotions and be in contact with your emotions and your spirituality, you'll have a deeper relationship with music. Because people will be like, how could you just listen to instrumental music? It was instrumental music forever before there was lyric music. Lyric music only been popular the last 70 years. The most popular music is instrumental music for the whole majority of the time that humans been on the planet.
Yeah. Egypt used to have the no words.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I hear music, it speaks to me on a deeper level than words. I don't need lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Stevie Wonder, I can feel his essence. I can feel Herbie Hancock's essence. I can see their aura, like they used to be like about Rick James. I can see that. You know what I mean? And I wish that other people could have that experience and that relationship with music that I do.
My favorite singers, and everyone started laughing at me because even my wife, she was like, "What?" When I first took her out, she goes, "What do you listen to?" So everyone thinks I'm gonna listen to hip hop and all of this. I turned on the Temptations.
Yeah.
I sat there, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm listening to Motown right now. I'm vibing out to my Motown. That's what I listen to.
We
I
still
can't."
hear them songs today all the time. Movies, TV, because they're long lasting songs. We're not going to hear, I'm not going to name any songs, but we're not going to hear a lot of the songs that we hear made today. We're not going to hear them at Granny's 90th birthday party. But
Absolutely not.
we're going to hear the Temptations. We're going to hear Stevie Wonder. We're going to hear Marvin Gaye. We're going to hear the Funkadelics. We're going to hear Al Green. We're going to hear them forever because they made long lasting, lifetime music that everybody can listen to forever. You
But
can't listen to the songs forever.
But you gotta understand too, they wrote from their souls, like a lot. Even if they didn't even like Smokey Robinson, right? Let's say Smokey Robinson, give an example. Because some of these dudes didn't write their music. So like Smokey wrote that record, right? My Girl.
Right.
My Girl will pin any record from nowadays and destroy it.
Yeah. Yeah, because also unfortunately we're not focused on education. We're not focused on love. We're not focused on social injustice. Them songs were about things that are real life. The music that is put out in the mainstream, because there's great music that's out right now. Don't let people fool you that there's not great music out. People are creating great music right now. You gotta look for it. What's put and pushed to you in the mainstream might not always be what we perceive to be great music. It's because for a reason. They don't want a message of positivity. They don't want a message of connection. They want divide, and they want anger, and they want all this upheaval. They don't want anything to be where it was, what we're talking about, political things. You can't even say anything like that. Now you call it unk. There's a separation between the ages. There's all these things that's happening in the world right now.
OG.
Yeah, for a reason. Because they don't want anybody to pass the torch. They don't want anybody to pass the knowledge. They don't want people. I tell my kids, man, like, I want you to be better than me, man. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me.
That's what Pops be always saying. He'd be like, "Yo, you got to be," because you know what I'm saying. But it's so cool to actually sit there and actually talk to somebody that's on the same frequency. Because a lot of times I try to talk, man, to people, and they don't want to hear that. What they like to do is stay in the moment. I don't stay in the moment. I want something that I did forever. Like when I'm gone, I want someone to be like, "Man, You couldn't do what he could have done, man. That was crazy. He went around here because there's so many people that never like let's just say it right now, like you said it, right? There was people back in Mozart's day doing what Mozart was doing, and we don't talk about them anymore.
No.
Because everyone's like Mozart, but back in my head, I'm like, didn't he have competition?
Yeah, Hayden. It was a bunch of people.
That's what I'm saying.
Beethoven came out right after him. You know, like it's a lot of people that he had competition with. But they're not spoken about because we just don't pass on the traditions. We don't pass on the knowledge. That's what I'm trying to do when I do these videos that I'm doing now, talking about the neighborhood. Just pass on the traditions, pass on the knowledge, so we can bring some of this stuff back and we can just preserve what's happening. Like there's not pictures of the Fantasia. I'm talking about the Fantasia tomorrow in the next video I drop. And it's like the Fantasia was like the first hip hop club in Jamaica, Queens. It was on Linden and Merritt. I can't find a picture of it. It was before my time. Why don't we have a picture of that? So that's why I had to walk around Jamaica Avenue. They're about to destroy a bunch of things on Jamaica Avenue. I had to document it for myself so I can have it, so I can remember and I can look at it and see what it looks like, because it's not going to look like that anymore.
They just want to knock down history because they don't even show the tunnel, bro.
Yeah, the tunnel. You don't even see it. You can't find.
You don't have one picture. You don't even have one picture of the tunnel or even video.
Yeah,
50 Cent, I think, is the only one that had the video of the performance in the tunnel you seen.
Bro, I was on the stage of the tunnel with DMX. I was on the stage of the tunnel with Run DMC when he was Reverend Run and Drink a 40 with the Reverend joint on. Yo, I was there on stage with a lot of artists, man, and that place was crazy, man. Even the back room that looked mad old, like the 70s, like people didn't go to that back room. Like there's a back room that looked crazy with like 70s style chairs, and it was dark back there. Like, yeah, man, the tunnel was definitely a vibe, man. The unisex bathrooms, it was different. You could get robbed though.
all day, Dad. They used to tell me, man, man, we go in the tunnel, it'd be like 30 of us. Like, what the hell is 30 of you? Like, because mom used to watch him. He said, that's cool. But you got the most respect, right? Like a lot of the rappers got the most respect when they jump on that stage, right?
Oh yeah, everybody that I was on stage with. I mean, people went crazy for it. They loved, man. Like every time I sing, it's just amazing to see how people react to people's music. But like that's what hip hop does. Like people say, like in the industry, they used to say that hip hop is crack, so it has that fast hit, that fast impact. It makes you like go crazy. And they said R&B is a slow burn. It's like smoking weed. Like it takes a while to like get in your system, and that's how it's sold too. So hip hop, the sales will be crazy the first 2 weeks, first month. You go sell 400,000, 500,000 the first week. In R&B, it would have to take time to build up to get to those numbers. It take weeks. So that's how the music hits you differently too. So you have to understand the psyche and the psychosis of how the music works and what it does to your mind. There's a reason why they play a hook 3 times, because your subconscious mind takes in the message deeper when you hear something 3 times. There's reason. Yeah. They study neuro-linguistic programming, because all the music is it's another commercial. It's a commercial for another product. That's all it is. Music is the best commercial.
Nah, man, like I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's just there's so much knowledge that you're giving me and stuff like that, and I'm loving it because again, man, a lot of people just for some reason, man, just don't like to not say anything bad, but just don't like to explain things anymore. Everybody wants to be fast. Everybody just doesn't care anymore. They don't want to sit down and be teachers anymore. They just want to be like, yeah, man, that's how it works. Like, give me a couple dollars and I'll get it to go. You know what I'm saying? Like
gatekeeping. I believe that. I absolutely believe that there's that you should be paid for your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like people get mad at reverends because they're getting paid at church. Now should a reverend be taking advantage of the flock and lining his pockets with all the money? No, but should he get paid for like people think a reverend should not get paid at all. Like he had to pay a college degree to go to school to learn that knowledge to teach you. He's teaching you something from a book. So he went to school for that, hopefully, And if he did, he should be paid for his knowledge at some type of level. Now, should they be taking advantage of people? Of course not. But every church doesn't take advantage of people either, and that's a whole nother stereotype that's out there too.
No, absolutely. That's something that people always fight about. Like, oh well, again, okay. So that was a great example because check this out, right? A lot of artists get mad that they do not get anything for free.
Right. Now, I'm not that elf either. I respect artists that say, if you're gonna do a feature with me, I'll pay you for your feature and I'll pay you for my feature. Like, listen, that's how we have an economy. We have an economy through services and goods, and we have value. And I don't expect somebody just expect to get a free beat from me. Like, mostly at this point in life, like I got gray hair, B. Like you can go that way.
No, but it's so different because it's like, yo, but no, absolutely not, man. It's again, like I tell you what, this isn't the freebie industry. You know what I'm saying? It's the industry, not the freebie. You can't just walk. You just can't walk inside like Nike and be like, okay, I just want these shoes right here, man. I'm out of here.
Now, if we're gonna barter, if we're bartering something, like if somebody wants to give me a T-shirt for free because they want me to wear it and promote their product so they can actually get more sales, then that's different because we're bartering something. We're bartering something that I have some type of value that could be used to help you out. That's different. But if I'm just expecting to, like, I'm going to your restaurant and I just expect to eat because I'm who I am, I don't expect that. Like, I don't expect that. I don't think that's.
I don't think any of us do.
You'd be surprised. People be walking up in spots like, yo, I need to be sitting here, or just entitled. I'm grateful for every situation that I'm in and grateful for anybody that wants to do anything with me, because you can choose to work with anybody else. And I think that's why people like working with me, because they see that I care. They see that I don't feel entitled about anything, and they see I'm not going to act weird in industry. I hate that. I'm gonna be.
No! Please do not get on that industry weird smile tip. Weird thing tip.
It's not going to be me, man. And like, it's going to be around me. Yo, if you're gonna be on that industry, you're gonna feel real uncomfortable around me because I'm gonna talk about grits. I'm gonna talk about regular, everyday stuff. I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna make you remember when you were still in the struggle. Because we're gonna talk regular. We're not gonna talk all that.
Cha. We going here. We eating here. We got the car. Man, I can't stand that. There's so many cats. I'd be like, not trying to like point anybody out, but just incidents that I have, man, where I be literally sitting there and they always be doing that weird smile, that weird glance, and doing that, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, yo, bro, I gotta get out of here. You too damn Hollywood for me, bro.
Yeah, no, like, listen,
like we just chilling. Like if you and me meet each other, right? We just chilling like normal people. We don't care about entitlements. We don't care about none of that. We just chilling.
You see how I'm talking right now, right? That's how I talk.
This is how I am too. I be sitting down there just watching everybody doing that star thing, and I'd be like, that is just weird to me. It's like, if you're great no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put on a cape and pretend that you're like Superman running around.
We listen, man. Like I tell people all the time, man. Like, I've been a coward in my life, and I've been courageous in my life. I hope that by the time I pass away, that I was more of a courageous person and more of a conqueror than a coward. But we've all had all those type of moments in our life. You know what I'm saying? And to act like we're perfect and like our shit don't stink, it's not.
I love it. But yo, I've been around the real, so I understand what you're saying, because yo, someone's looking at me, check. Oh no, we're not gonna get on this. That's the stuff I like. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like trying to, like, everyone be like, my boys, man, be getting starstruck. Some of them be like, oh my god, this is done it. I'll be like, yo, what up?
Yo, it's never been.
Keep it 100.
It's never been me, man. I've always been like, all right, what up, yo? Nice to meet you, man. Yo, and then try to crack jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, be funny.
Yeah, it's like, yo, son, what did the Yankees do today? What did the Mets do today? Yo, bro, hit a couple shots. All right, cool. Yo, but they respect that more.
Like, son, I'll talk about, like, yo, I saw this round. The train, it was so big, bro. Like, yo, I mean, like, I'm just a regular person, man.
Me too, man. I just have a good time. But you know what? I gotta be real with you, man. It's like that's what made us. I feel like got better. Like I feel like that's what made us got, you know what I'm saying, more into the industry than anybody because we understood the dudes who are gonna be too Hollywood. And we were like, nah, man. This is like, you know, when they come around and say, all right, man, you do your thing, but I'm going this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody respected that because we were in the trenches. We didn't care.
Yeah.
I'm going right to the hood, just chilling in the hood.
Yeah, and once again, man, I'm somebody, yo, I ate no frill cereal, bro. I ate spam, yo. My mom used to send me to school with no snack, yo. My snack was like bootleg Fruity Pebbles, and I would have tomato sandwiches to eat at lunch, and it was soggy. Like by the time I would have lunch, bro, like tomato sandwiches. That's no meat. You know what I'm saying? So like I grew up like that. So for me to be in the industry, something that I didn't even think about as a kid, like I didn't even know. I had a period of my life where life could have been crazy for me, man. I was making bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like things could have went crazy in my life, but thank God I made the decision to get serious about music and taking that path, and then got real serious about it. So I was like, yo,
did you have an incident that made you change that wanted to get just straight up into music?
Yeah, man. Yo,
oh,
man.
Can I hear it real quick?
Yeah. I went to college in Memphis, Tennessee for a year. And yeah, man, I was, yo, I had a period of time because I feel like in junior high school I got teased a lot, and so I didn't have clothes. You know what I'm saying? So like I felt like, yo, by the time I got to high school and I started making money, I started getting cool. I wanted to have this hardcore rep. It was like a song back in the '90s called "Just to Get a Rep," talking about a kid that didn't really have to be hardcore, didn't really have to do all this stuff, but he just wanted to like be cool and be down. So he did things to get a rep. So I started becoming that kid a little bit, man.
Was that the Mobb Deep record?
Yo, who made that record? Nah, it's not Mobb Deep, it's somebody else.
No, because they did a record just like that. No, Peer Pressure was Mobb Deep's record.
Yeah. So it was somebody else. I can't think of the artist right now. But yeah, it's called Just to Get a Rep. And it's about a kid that was trying to do all the stuff. So I believe that I was becoming that kid, and I was wilding out in these streets. And like I had like two sides of me. Like I'm going to church over here, but yo, it could go crazy in other areas in life. I was doing, you name it, I was doing it. And then when I went down to school in Memphis, it was way worse. I thought it was Nino Brown down there, bro. I went to class for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I went to class for 2 weeks. I was like, please here I come.
Yeah, but you were from New York, man. You know how we act up, but let's not lie, man. We down south, we kind of act a little bit weird.
I was doing all the things. I was talking all the talk. And I was backing up because I had hands. So like by that time, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm being
it is what it is, yeah.
I'm being up grown men. I'm in strip clubs being up grown men. I'm 17. I'm like, and I had a rep, you know what I'm saying? So like by the time the whole Memphis, I had a nickname because I was gonna be on the basketball team down there, so everybody's calling me Rook. So my nickname was Rook down in Memphis. So, but by that time, yo, everybody in Memphis heard about me. So what they say, oh, that's Rook coming, yo. I would set it off on anybody. But anyway, I was smoking a little bit, and then I had this situation happen, and I was like, yo, it just hit me differently, man. And like I felt like God spoke to me, man. Real talk. I felt like God spoke to me. And some people would be like, yeah, I hear you. But like it lasted for another 7 years where I started seeing things differently. And I had a spiritual connection where I was seeing things on a whole nother level, on a spiritual level. Like I was a seer, bro. So I could see things, like I could see a lot. I can know about people, bro. I can know everything about them. That's one of my talents that I have, is that people, when they work with me, they're like, yo, how do you know I want you to do that? Because I can see it, bro. Like I got
yeah. So that's ill.
So bro, I would be on the radio. The radio would be on in the car, and I'd be like, yo, Mobb Deep got to give up because it's coming on next, and come on. Like that's how ill it was with me. Like, I would tell you what song. I would know what trend was going to be with the gear. I'm like, oh, people gonna start wearing jumpers this summer. Like I was like that with it. Like
that's what I be seeing. That's why you see this. I got the little golden rope now. Nobody has that.
Yeah.
So I put it back out to the golden rope, and I put it to the Egypt eye.
Oh yeah, man.
So that's what I did, like hard.
I just came from Egypt, man. I was just out there, man. So
where in Egypt?
I was in Cairo and Luxor. Yeah, man. The pyramid, bro. Yeah.
I love Egypt, man. That's why we got the station over in Egypt.
Well, shout out to them, man. Love everybody out there, man. It was
Don't
fun.
worry, you're gonna. You know what? Because I messaged you heavy. This is gonna be the first debut that I put in Egypt.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mess with you heavy, and the
Yeah.
reason why too is because at the end of the day, man, like it's weird because it's like I just saw everything that you did, and I was like, man, he needs to get on my show because that's the illest thing I haven't seen in a long time. It's somebody that's trying to teach. Cause I get to come on, bro. We sitting there on this thing going doom, 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 and all you seen is stupid things, man. But when I saw that, I was like, man,
Nah, bro.
that's crazy right there.
So I'm a vendor with DOE. So I hire other producers, other songwriters, and we go into all the different schools. And I mean, I go into the projects, bro. I go into like cornerstones. So I be in Gun Hill Project. I be all in the Bronx, be all over. I go into Evander High School, and I actually teach them music production, songwriting. I teach band. I teach piano. I teach all the instruments. And then I get other people to teach whatever services they have. So we did an IT joint where we teaching people how to make their own computers, their own gaming computers. We did all types of programs. So that's another thing. If you want to get involved with the schools and you got like a gift, a talent, reach out to me on my Instagram. DM me like, yo, I got something that I want to share with the young people, and I'll find a school for you to go to, and I'll put you in. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. We'll find a school for you.
That's so yo, bro. That is so great. I love that too, man. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I DJ in there, everything, man. Like,
I'll be up there. Don't worry. For you, definitely, I'll be up there. Like, you're energetic. I need you to come through. All right, man. I got him. Where we going?
At least one time.
I will. Hell yeah, I will. Cause you bless me on this. I'll definitely bless you. Don't worry.
Salute to you, man.
Hey, listen, if you have any artists that you work with that you want me to break or something like that, just talk them up.
Well, I will say this. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but she's not really like she's a pop artist. Her name is Shy. You guys probably seen her on The Voice. She was the runner-up last season, so she's the runner-up of The Voice. So I'm working with her right now. She's an amazing voice. She's only 18 years old. She's got a voice. Yeah, so like she almost won The Voice. Glad she did. So glad she did. So like she came up as a runner up. So like look out for the stuff that we're working on. Like I really feel like the music that we're creating. Now when you say what do I like, when those songs get released, and you're like, okay, I see something more down the line of what he likes to do.
Oh, I believe. Listen, I already can see your type of vision of music, your soul. You're like really, really soul food type of music. Like that other stuff that you were doing, that was industry made.
Right.
This is something that you're like, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? This is
stuff. Now that you know what I'm saying, life is different. Now that the world is different, I feel it's time to do what I feel like was my purpose: touch people's souls on a deep level and make music that's long lasting, that people can listen to for the rest of their life and affect them. That's what
I can't wait. You better give me that record.
I got.
Give me that record. We need to get one of these babies.
I'm gonna make a remix for you.
Yes.
This is a pop ballad gonna be our first single, man. It's called Pouring. Yeah, it's a beautiful song, man. It makes everybody cry as soon as they hear it, man. So like it's a great song.
Now listen, I'm here.
It reminds me of Ordinary People, that type of vibe, you know, like.
Listen, I'm here. So I love everything, man, classic music, and we definitely vibe, man, in this interview because honest to God, bro, it's been a really honor to actually talk to you, Fingers.
The honor is mine, man. We gotta get up in real time, man. Get up together, man. Tell me an event that you had, man, so I can pop up and I can support. And yeah, man, like once again, man, I really appreciate you reaching out to me and hollering at me and let me talk my talk, man.
Nah, man, it's been a pleasure, man. And to everybody out there, definitely. Fingers, where can they find you, my brother?
They can find me on Instagram at Mr. Fingers. I'm pretty much Mr. Fingers on everything. Mr. Fingers, that's spelled MRFINGAZ on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. That's how you can find me.
Man, it's just been a pleasure, man. And I'm definitely going to send you this interview too, man. And we're going to definitely put the highlights and everything up there. my brother. So thank you so much for being on the show. Shout out to everybody out there. You already know it's your boy DJ Energetic, and I'm here with the legendary producer, Mr. Fingers. Let's get it.
Salute.
1 second.